You might as well shout before you get it. Because God sent me here to tell you that what he has for you is going to be big.
I can't play long. Y'all ready to shut it down.
You ought to declare that over your own life. Say, I believe.
Let me get the mic. Hold on.
It's my time. It's my time. And I can feel it. Say breakthroughs in the
Since I'm not fooling with you.
Listen, it's going to be big, sis. It's going to be big.
Big.
It's calls for a celebration. My God doesn't do it small. He comes in. It's going to be dope. It's going to be big.
Sis, you ready?
I'm ready. Ready is an understatement. I'm ready in all caps.
All caps, no.
All caps. All caps.
So listen, if you're ready for what God has for you in this season, then I need you to put in all caps.
All caps.
I am ready. Let us know that you are ready. So good morning. It's still morning. I still made it. Good morning. I am Karen Lewis, and this is Synovia Williams, and it is the layover today, and we are talking about accountability partners. This is part 2. We are streaming on Facebook and on YouTube on today. And this is a continuation from Friday. I told you to gather up your accountability partner. So jump on, tag them. We're just going to talk from the perspective of having your accountability partner and what that means for you. How does that feel? Why do you have an accountability partner? I have a few accountability partners. And just to be very transparent and very honest, I got a head hitter accountability partner because they're kind of stubborn on her good day.
You said on a good day. So you're kind of stubborn on a good day, sis. How are you on an off day? Because I don't claim like my words are powerful. So I'm not on a bad day because that would be me speaking that. So how are you on an off day?
You tell them, sis.
The heat is on me. You got me in the hot seat this morning.
On my off day, I'm 2020.
Listen, on an off day, I have to pray to be like, God, okay, if you sending me to tell her this, I pray that you fill my mouth with your words and open her heart. Like, and if y'all don't know my sissy, like I test the waters with her. I'm like, so how you feeling? Like I stick my big toe in the water to test the temperature of her mood before I hold her accountable or deliver what our Father told me to tell her. But for the most part, I will say you receive it. Sometimes you take a few laps around the pity pool and you kick and scream here and there, but for the most part, you will receive it. Even if you're not in the best mood, you do receive, whether it's constructive criticism, accountability, vulnerability, whatever it is, you do receive the word.
Oh, she came over here saying nice stuff, y'all. Oh, child.
I don't want her to kick me off the StreamYard. I'm playing.
Well, sissy. So let me just backtrack just a little bit. And just let's go into the definition of what an accountability partner is so that we really have a good view. So it says an accountability partner is a person who coaches another person in terms of helping the other person keep a commitment. The term is a neologism and has gained relatively wide use since the 1990s. Often, accountability partners exchange commitments to help one another follow through. That follow through is why I need an accountability partner. Just a little backstory on me. I can start something and the run to start it, I'm more motivated. But once I get halfway through it, it's the finishing of it. And that's where I need my accountability partner. Like, girl, I see you did the book cover. How many pages you did already? That type of thing.
So you feel like you start the race, but you don't always have the endurance to finish the race.
Yes.
You need your push when you are already in the race. Like somebody coming like squirts of water in your mouth, like, you got this. Come on, you only got a few more meters to go, a few more yards to go.
Yeah,
And
like
I'm the exact opposite. I'm the type, and sometimes that's why I feel like I do too much. I wonder if what I'm doing is too much, because whenever I have an assignment or whenever God drops something in my spirit, I'm like, boom, okay, I need to start this now. And I'm the type that, I don't know. It's like when I start something, I feel like because I put my name on it, my stamp on it, my brand on it, anything that I start, I have to see through. I have to finish. I'm the opposite. I don't like having unfinished projects. And I guess that's why I don't mind being someone else's accountability partner, because I'm going to pick you up and drag you to the finish line. And we have to, no, babe, we got to get this done. Like, come on. If I got to drag you by your ankles to help you get across the finish line, that's what needs to be done. I believe we do always need to have someone in our corner that can not only cheer us along, but, you know, help the times we procrastinate or the times we just kind of leave the task open, or the race, you know, like you said, has been started, but we haven't finished. Because I do believe the true reward is once you do cross the finish line. Not all races are meant to be easy. Some of them are tougher than others. Some of them have more obstacles that you got to jump over, more hurdles that you got to jump over. But I'm more focused on, I get tunnel vision when I'm in my race. I'm more focused on, okay, I see that trophy up there. I don't care if I come in 3rd place, 12th place, whatever. My thing is, I don't have to finish first. As long as I finish, that's always my mindset whenever I'm, you know, putting something in front of me to get started.
It's funny you said that you're going to drag your person to the finish line.
Here we go. Here we go.
No, and actually, Sissy, it's true, because transparency that I'm working on, you will drag me to the finish line. Anybody that is in our group, they know. It's a joke of mine. If you don't want to finish it, don't tell Synovia.
That might be correct, sis. That's
accurate. You're going to make sure you're going to check not once, not twice. I don't care if you see us eyes rolling, neck just a popping. You're like, you all right? So did you finish? It's like, what?
And I'm glad you threw that eyes rolling and neck popping in there, because y'all, they be giving it to me. Even though I said she receives the word, her body language and gesture don't always be warm and fuzzy. But I'm the type, I don't know, because I'm just like, no quitters allowed. Like, when I say everyone attached to me is going to win, not saying that, you know, I'm better than anyone else. I got it all figured out. But I see potential in everyone, even those who don't see potential in themselves. And I just feel like God groomed me years ago to see in them the God-given thing in them, to see the potential in them, to see just what he placed on the inside of them. And we need to be surrounded by, if your squad isn't challenging you or forcing you to level up, I question, what is the true meaning of squad goals? What is the true meaning of those that are in your circle? Because of your circle, I don't need yes men in my circle. I don't want those around me that are going to stroke my ego and be okay with me being average. No, tell me when my mess stinks. Tell me when I need to check myself. And I've always been one that can accept constructive criticism, as long as you've been where I'm trying to go. As long as I could check your resume or check your credentials that you've achieved something or done something. But I'm not going, you can't give me criticism on something that you've never accomplished yourself. But I do, me personally, I do have the openness and willingness to hear when I'm not doing it right, when I don't have it all figured out, when I could be doing it an easier way, you know, a better way. And I just believe it's enough room for each and every one of us, you know, to succeed, to win. And sometimes my wins is not even just in me crossing the finish line, but dragging my sissies by their ankles to their finish line as well. Like, I get my wins out of that. I get excited to see them achieve the very things that they've set out.
Yeah, you just made a good, valid point. How can you criticize someone on something that you haven't done yourself? Yep. At this point now, we're the blind leading the blind. We can help each other do it, but you really can't criticize someone on the area that they have not, that you have not completed yourself. So I was saying to you guys prior to that, your accountability partner has to be someone that's not going to be a yes person, a person that's going to have to be able to relate to you. And the one way that people relate to you is they've been in the area that you're trying to get to, so they know the struggles that you might be going through. They understand that this part of the project, it might take a little bit extra, and since they've already been through it, let me give you some extra help. Let me give you what helped me to get through it, because I understand what this may take.
Right.
So yeah, so you definitely need someone that has already been where you're going when you're looking for an accountability partner. You need someone that has more growth in an area than you. Not saying in all areas, because sometimes it needs to be that mixture where you become that other person's accountability partner. So another thing that I would say also is that you need to know your own weaknesses, because you need that person to be able to help you with those weaknesses, and not just your area that you're strong in.
I also, just to even piggyback off of that, yes, I said, like, you can't tell me how to get somewhere you've never been, but I am also the type, me personally, like, if you're like, sis, I need you to help me in such and such area. If I've never been there, I'm not finna fake it until I make it. Like, okay, sis, I got you. No, I don't know, sis, but we can figure this out together, as we go. And I think we need to be surrounded by more of those. Either you've been where I'm trying to go, or you're okay with learning this thing, figuring this thing out with me. Don't finesse it. Like, no, like you said, the blind leading the blind. How you gonna help me? But be transparent and share. I have no clue, but we can, walk this thing out together. We can figure this out together. And too often, I think we're just surrounded by those who are okay with us just being average, okay with us just being complacent, okay with us just being stagnant. I don't know how to just be. I feel like we should all have the mindset and mentality of becoming, because even while you're becoming, like in life, you never arrive. I've been a part of so many different businesses where certain people would think once you've made it to a certain level, you've arrived. No, you always got to be in student mode, because someone always knows more than you. Someone can always pour into you. Once you think you've arrived, like, you got it all figured out. How else can you evolve? How else can you grow? Growing is a process.
Yep. And you never really arrive, because once you get to one goal, your goal is supposed to birth another goal.
Yep.
So that's how you know that you're actually thriving. I don't ever want to get to a place where I'm like, oh, okay, finish line, I'm here, that's it, I'm done. Good job.
Right.
Well, what's next?
Yeah.
And it's funny, because you will ask the what's next before I'm even thinking about the what's next. After you do this, what's next? What?
But this be like, I just finished the last thing. Like, what you mean what's next? Oh, we got another one. Because I have the mindset of, you hit a goal, you strive for that goal, you conquer that goal. Okay, now you set another goal. Like, we should always be goal setting. If we set goals in life and have achieved those goals, then what's next? Like, did you not set another goal to go further or to go higher? Or even if it's to set a goal to reach back and grab somebody else. But we should always have a goal that challenges us, that puts us in positions to evolve and to keep growing. Don't always have to feel good, but I always believe in moving forward, because once you get to that mindset of, just staying still, the only time I want to be still is when I got to be still and receive from God and hear from God and get my directions and his instructions. That's the only time I want to be still in life.
Continuous growth. And you said something about going back and getting others. So since I've placed myself, and I've told you stories where not even knowing individuals, and I just see them doing something and I feel like there's something that needs to be added, and I reach out like, hey, you need to do X, Y, Z. I know they be looking at inbox like, she really don't even know me. And I'm asking like, well, you got such and such. They like, no, oh, well, this is your deadline. So I become somebody else's accountability partner. And it may seem a little bit pushy. Don't judge me. But the people at the end of it be like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. No one ever done that for me.
Right.
So you have to even, And somebody put here in a comment, Keith put in the comments, the characteristic of more than only an accountability partner, that's a characteristic trait of a leader. You have to sometimes become a leader when a person don't even know they need somebody else to lead them to get somewhere else that they need to go. Not that you need to, stay around for the whole project, but just in that one area, they might need you and not even know, or know that they can reach out to someone. So sometimes you have to see where someone may need you, and you just have to ask them, do they need your help, versus waiting on them to even ask you for the help.
Mm-hmm. So you saying like delegate roles, or delegate assignments to help someone else. But with being said, what's a leader? Society, culture has taught us that leaders mean you got the mic, you rocking the mic, you on the stage, lights, camera, action. It's all about you. I'm the leader. I'm the trailblazer. I'm paving the way. But true leadership is you being a servant as well. Can a leader get behind the curtains and allow those that they're leading to be put in the spotlight? And too often we feel like we don't want to give up our shine, but what's meant for you will always find you. Nothing and no one can take that from you. And I think we need to go back and figure out what is true leadership. It's not always about you doing it first, you being the only one, you being on stage, you having a mic, you having a spotlight. So those that are following you, when do they get their time to shine? Are you a leader enough to sit down? Are you a leader enough to, what does the Bible say? Didn't Jesus say, the one who wants to be the highest has to be the least?
Has to be the least, because you have to learn all those areas. And even with being a leader, right? Are you comfortable being a leader? And now the people that you are leading, they want to do their own thing. Are you comfortable enough to let them do their own thing?
Mm-hmm. That's a true
leader.
That's a good one.
You have to be able to build somebody up and let them go ahead and do their own thing.
Or are you comfortable enough being a leader when you're doing things that aren't being brought to spotlight, that you're serving in the dark, that you're doing things in the dark that aren't being acknowledged? Like those, you got to have a leader mindset before you have the title of being a leader. There are things that I've done in the dark that someone else may get recognition for. You got to be okay with not telling your side of the story. If they need to get their light and their shine from that, a true leader will humble themselves and be like, it's not that you even taking an L. That's true leadership. Yep. I think we need to just go back and revisit what makes a leader, because if you can't serve, you're as far from a leader as, that analogy may not have been appropriate. So if you can't serve, you just not the best of a leader. But a leader has many more roles than just being the leader, being in the front,
being in charge. Like for me, I think an effective leader is someone, you see that the job needs to be done. Your people are doing the job, but they may need extra hands. Do you have enough leadership skills to jump in and help them so they can see you leading and helping at the same time? Because that's part of you're serving.
Yeah.
We know that, like you said, a part of being leadership is actually serving. People are going to not only follow what you say, but they're going to be watching what you're doing. So you can't just tell me don't do it and you're doing it.
Right.
What kind of leadership is that?
Or are you enough of a leader to step back and allow someone else to lead? Take your hands off of it and be okay with not getting a recognition. Be okay with not being acknowledged and having a spotlight. Be okay that your name wasn't put in the credits, that like they overlooked you and forgot about you. Leadership starts with mindset and not just the role that you have in front of you.
That's good.
God just gave that to me.
Thank you, Daisy. So we went over the accountability partner. Then we talked about the characteristics of an accountability. Geesh, let's slow it down.
Twister.
So then we talked about one of the characteristics of an accountability partner is leadership. Sis, what would you say is another characteristics of an accountability partner?
Being a servant. Even though we said that goes with leadership, I would still say that's a characteristic of an accountability partner. You got to be able to serve, because if I'm your accountability partner, I need to be able to serve you in areas that's going to thrust you forward, that's going to take you to the next level, that's going to help you cross the finish line. And serving means that I've laid down, you know, what it is that I'm doing to come help you in that area. Even if I think I got it all figured out where I could do this first, let me go ahead and just get the job done. But it's being more effective of me being your accountability partner. If I'm not just, let me do this myself, let me walk her through this to actually show her how to manifest and bring in fruition the very thing that she's setting out to do.
That's good.
He gave that to me too.
See, he just a download into today.
I love you, sissy.
Another characteristics of an accountability partner is going to be strength, because you're going to need someone that's going to be able to speak into you. And sometimes it takes strength and courage, because you may not be the easiest person to get along with. So it's definitely going to take somebody that has some strength. So someone with tough skin, strength and tough skin. So they can talk to you, and they can not just be a yes person, but a person that can correct the behavior. Because sometimes it's not even that we don't want to get things done. Sometimes it's just behavior that people need to correct in order to, you know, get things done. So you have to have strength to be able to talk to a person and help them correct their past behaviors.
Even strength with that, you got to be okay with not taking it personal. To just know if they're rejecting you, if they twirling the neck and rolling the eyes like that, you know, it's not personal. That's just their reaction to what it is they're calling to do. That's something that I've personally learned myself probably just this year, because I used to take it personal. Listen, he has worked on me, because I was the type that will match energy. Oh, you giving me this, I can give you this too. Like, I felt like I had to give the last word or get the last word. Whatever energy you were giving me, although I would still be your accountability partner, I gave you what you gave me. But now I'm learning, because I haven't learned. Again, I'm evolving. I'm learning that it's not, don't take it personal. It's not about me. Some people, you know, we're quick to be like, oh, so-and-so did this, or I ain't fooling with them no more. You know, they had this reaction, and maybe sometimes their delivery is just off. But if you know it's not about you, or if you just know the job still needs to get done, like, oh my gosh, I got to partner with this person. But when you have the goal in mind that we both have to cross the finish line, that this job is only effective if we both do it, you know, that if this person has dropped, that I got to come back and grab this other person too. We got to hold each other accountable for it. Because if my grade is based on your efforts, oh, you come across this finish line with me, you know, and you got to realize it's not just about you. And there's an ultimate goal. There's a bigger goal that's bigger than you for what's set forth, you know, in the end.
So that brings me to another characteristic of accountability partner. They can't be selfish.
Ooh, leadership. Listen.
You can't hold on to information that might be able to help me, thinking that if I give this information, then it might propel you ahead of me.
Oh, that's a whole nother one. Are you okay with not only letting them win, but what if they get further than you? Are you okay with that?
Are you okay with that? Right.
It will also make you humble yourself. Like, maybe what God has placed in you is so good and so dope that not only you have leadership traits and all of that, and others that be their accountability partner, but what if that means that once they've manifested or crossed their finish line, they're further off than you? Can you be okay with that too? Like, that's definitely checking your heart. That's heart posture all the way. That's for real cross-examining your heart.
Warren said that's a good one. For the people that are joining us, drop some characteristics of your accountability partner. But that unselfishness right there, that's a big one, Sissy, because a lot of people have connections, or they have information, but they be afraid to share it because they don't want the other person to probably use it, or they're afraid that they might use it and they get further than them. But one thing I know, and you know it too, sis, what's for you is for you.
Exactly.
And if that knowledge can be shared both ways, then I want to see you win. This is why we're in a partnership. You know, this is why you are my accountability partner, because the ultimate goal is to see you become who you're supposed to be. It's supposed to be growth. Another characteristics of accountability partner is someone that's consistent.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I can't have an accountability partner that's not consistent, because then we both gonna be procrastinating.
Right. That's like you not practicing, what you're preaching. You telling me, did I do my part and do this? Well, I ain't seen you post or do such and such. Like, have you done that? Consistency is a big deal. Consistency definitely will pay off. But like you said, you can't hold me accountable if you're not being consistent with what it is that you're supposed to be doing.
And since I can't even post, right, because that was our thing for this week. Hashtag consistency. Remember from
our marriage ministry, yes, consistency. Consistency is a big deal, and a lot of times, how we do that? I don't know how to make my comments pop up in my screen. Okay, you're gonna have to show your girl that. Y'all, I put her on. Now she learned to do. I have to humble myself and say, sis, can you show me how to do that? Kudos to you, sissy.
Yes, I ain't never did that a day before until right now. When a message say can't post comments to some destinations, tell me later.
Funny. I like that though. That's cute. Listen, I think also another form of accountability partner, being an accountability partner, is cheering others on. Can you be their cheerleader?
Wait, sis.
What you got? She got revelation, y'all. Tune in your Spidey.
Can you be happy being somebody's accountability partner? What you got going on ain't doing nothing, but the person you coaching,
they just thrive in their best life. Listen, been there, done that. The things that God will require of you, like for what He's taking you through. I hear you. This is confirmation and revelation, like true leadership, like he was saying, the characteristics, the trait of a leader and true leadership, like all of this takes place. So we may be looking at certain things we're going through in life and looking at certain experiences, but nothing is wasted with God. He allows you to go through these things and go through these seasons because he knows you got to be able to perfect or really get through all of these areas for the role or the mantle or the calling that I've set before you or placed on, your life. Showing up as their cheerleader, cheering them on, being consistent, serving them, having strength. And I mean, even just showing up, that's a part of your consistency also.
Yeah, that's a big one. Let's not let that seem small at all.
Showing up is a big deal. You can showing up is just half of the battle. Some people don't even show up. You want to win the battle, you want the victory, but you didn't even show up to the battlefield.
Sis, sometimes showing up is all you have to do. I was telling you I watched this movie. I could say because y'all go watch it on Netflix. And there's Molly Bloom, right? And she stood up and she was about to go to jail. And she was like, well, I'm not going to ruin anybody else's life. I'm going to take this guilty plea. She took the guilty plea. And as soon as she took it, the judge had a conversation and was like, listen, I'm not about to send you to jail for that. I'm just going to wipe your slate clean. You're going to have probation. It was a true story. Mm-hmm. So when you are able to be a steward, a consistent steward,
that's good,
and take full responsibility for someone else and see it all the way through that they can finish their project, sometimes your project doesn't even need to be finished by you because God already had it done. He already had it taken care of.
That's good. That's good. You got to give credit when credit is due. That's
So, man, accountability partner is almost like another full-time job.
It is because, part of your assignment is to make sure the person that you've been assigned to or has been assigned to you gets done the very thing that they're supposed to do. Like, I've had my topic as far as the things that God is doing through me about being a spiritual midwife. And a part of your assignment is to make sure the very thing that God's placed in individuals who have been assigned to you. Now, some people, they're not your assignment. So you can't just say, I'm their spiritual midwife. I'm their accountability partner. That's when you start wasting time and energy. That's where both of you are like this, like you're always bumping head because they're not your assignment. You got to be in such alignment and in agreement with God for who have you been assigned to. And yes, there may be times that the assignment doesn't seem easy, but if I'm your spiritual midwife or if I'm your accountability partner, I have to, like, part of my, not even reward, just part of me getting a check off before I could go to the next goal is to make sure you birth or bring forth or accomplish the very thing that, you know, for whatever it is that your assignment is.
Yeah. Man, that accountability partner, sis, is not something to take lightly. If someone is asking you or looks at you as an accountability partner, you have to be ready to take on a leadership role. And you have to also be ready not to be selfish. You have to be able to produce strength even when you don't have it for yourself, because that person is depending on you.
You gotta have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for helping others be successful or to succeed or to see through the projects and the things that they're starting, like, then it's not going to be, it's going to be ineffective, period.
Ineffective. And an ineffective leader, you may not even have, you shouldn't even have a leader at all if the leader is going to be ineffective.
Like, who gave you leader that title, you know, if you can't see these things through?
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed our conversation on today, Sissy, about being an accountability partner.
I think when it comes to accountability, I really think we need to check the credentials of those that we're asking to be our accountability partner. Like the things that you brought up, the things that we spoke about, do they have those characteristics? Are they humble? Will they serve? Are they consistent? Are they strong? Will they be your cheerleader? You know, will they get the job done for what it is that you need to accomplish? And if not, then you need to go back to the drawing board, pray to God, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, to find the accountability partner who possesses all of those characteristics and then some, who's going to help you manifest and bring in fruition the very thing that you've set out to do. So check their receipts.
Check their receipts. Google her or him. Right. It's okay to have more than one accountability partner too, because there's different areas in your life, and everybody can't relate to all of your areas. So it's okay to have several accountability partners, but you just have to know who to go to in what situation. And so I just want to go ahead and let people know as well. Synovia has her own podcast. It's there scrolling at the bottom.
Ooh, shout out, shameless.
So it is anchor.fm/Synovia Taught Me. She is a spiritual midwife. She is my accountability partner. Normally I am selfish with my sissy, but I have definitely grown. So I'm sharing her with you guys. Please take a listen to her podcast. She is full of knowledge. She is full of information. And if you need somebody that's going to push you, she is the one. There's a subscription fee for her services. But she does come with bells and whistles.
Y'all, but no, sis, and I've told you this before, and I'm going to share it again. You were a part of my assignment. And just watching you bloom, you know, you've always been a great woman for the short amount of time that I've known you, but I've just seen you grow on so many different levels, you know, just your character, the glow up that you have. You are amazing at everything that you do. Even if you kick and scream and put up a fight at first, just to see how you've evolved, to see how others on the team are like, Karen this, Karen that, and how, you know, they edify you. And I know you don't always see in yourself what others see, but that's not an appropriate word because you just said I was a spiritual midwife, so I can't use that. But you are bad at what you do, like bad in a good way. I was about to say bad, something else. But, you know, just seeing how God has moved, you know, through you, and how, I mean, you've blossomed. You have really blossomed, like you've bloomed, like this has been your season to bloom. And just the things that you have conquered and the things you have achieved, and just even watching the new passions that you have. Like I sit back and watch the fires that you like you'll come and you'll be like, I think I'm gonna start this, or I have this project. I'm not going to tell you yet. Like hearing you speak even about that, whether you share it or don't share it, you completely have this passion and this fire with what it is that you're touching and what it is that you're doing. So that's dope for me to sit back on the sidelines just to watch you. Yeah, it was to the point where maybe I was behind you and pushing you. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Now, Karen has taken a baton and took over and started running. Every now and then, I may need to be on the sidelines and like yell through my little, whatever that thing is called, and shout some words of encouragement to her. But for the most part, she doesn't even need me to be behind her to push her. Maybe to pop in for a reminder. But for the most part, she's reaching out. I did this. You're going to be proud of me, sis. I did this. I did this. I did this. Like, and the list just goes on. So just being able to watch you grow and blossom and bloom into the amazing woman that you already were, that just puts the icing on the cake. And I'm enjoying, being a part of your journey and just watching you manifest and go after everything that God has for you. And he has so much more. Like, you ready? Are you really ready for all that he has?
Ready and prepared. You don't even, you understand, like ready and prepared.
It's awesome to be a part of your journey and just to watch you just glow and blossom.
Thank you, sis. I ain't even expect none of that. Yeah, y'all got me being a crybaby. Like, y'all don't turn my capital G in this lowercase G for a little bit. But I stand true to that one. Like, I ain't even do that today.
She been snotting crying before we got on here. Don't let Karen fool y'all. She want to be a G on the outside, but she just is mushy and soft and vulnerable and transparent and just awesome on the inside. Karen, she'll put on that exterior, that shell, like, I can't be touched. I'm this, I'm that. But Karen just is soft on the inside. She got her mushy side.
I do. Look, I'm learning it.
You learning things about yourself. You could probably relate, and many that are listening, like we've probably, if we've taken the time to self-reflect this year, especially with this pandemic, learn more about yourself in 2020 than you've known about yourself your whole life.
Exactly. That self-reflection, it might scare you a little bit, but you get to really understand the things that you need to let go, because if you don't self-reflect, you go from one situation to the next situation to the next, but you never see what should have stayed, what should have been dropped off. Like, you really have to do a detox of who you are, because if you're really growing and you're growing from season to season, there's baggage there that needs to be dropped off before you even go to the next step. And if you keep doing it, then you're going to be backed up, and then you're not going to be able to handle what's coming your way, because all the stuff that shouldn't even went through door 1 and door 2 is now going through door 3. And now you're just too heavy, too obese to get what's coming to you. So you have to take that detox. You have to drop off some things. You have to learn who you have now become from your 20s to your 30s to your 40s. You need to have become a new person. I don't care what nobody say. Oh, you changed. And you didn't.
It's true. Right.
Like, bad.
Because if we don't change, like, we should have harvest every year. I'm not saying it felt good for that harvest, but we should literally, oh, Maureen, we love you, sis. We should have harvest every year. We get in this habit of new year, new me. In all reality, it's new year, same me. And if we're not self-reflecting and pruning and cultivating and detoxing those things, like you said, we're taking the very same problems, the very same issues, the very same mindsets into those new seasons with us. And that's why some of us feel like we're in the same place we were. What is this, 2020, 2015? You feeling like everything is still the same. Why? Every year should be different. You shouldn't be in the same place this year as you are next year. You shouldn't be in the same place this year as you were last year. I know I'm not. Completely different. Again, not perfected, but progressing. There's a difference. We are supposed to change. Change is good. Change is necessary. It's a whole nother podcast topic, sis.
Definitely is.
Old baggage.
Well, Sissy, I definitely enjoyed having you on today.
I enjoyed you.
We've been here about 40 minutes. We definitely got the point across about accountability partner. If you guys are catching us on the replay, please go ahead and hashtag replay so we can respond to your comments as well. But like I stated, you can catch me on my channel, and that is the anchor.fm/KTL Lifestyle. For Synovia, you can catch her on anchor.fm/Synovia Taught Me. And also, we are both on our YouTube pages under the same KTL Lifestyle for me and Synovia Taught Me for her, right, Synovia?
Mhm.
And I mean, we definitely thank you all for joining us on today. Yeah, she loved it.
Aw.
This won't be our last time together. I can definitely promise
Get
you
out my
that.
head, sis. Get out of my head. I'm not doing this with you today.
But thank you so much for joining us, and you all have a great day. Love you, mean it, and there's nothing that you can do about it.
Thank you, sissy.